It would help if I unmuted myself. Good evening all. Hello herd. Present your ducks. It is time. We have successfully vanquished the stream goblins that prevented us going live on time, but we are here. And we are ready to resume Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus. I am your DM this evening, DM Gloss and Gadgets. And you can't see them yet, but my cast are also here. And they look nervous a little bit, I think. They split the party, you see, last time. But before we get into our recap, let's go over with some legalities and some buttons that I have to press. It is important to note that while we love everything D&D, we are not affiliated, sponsored, or specifically approved by Wizards of the Coast LLC. While you're watching Eurocrane Stags are fun XP, which at the moment don't do very much, but that's because I'm rebuilding them into delightful, yummy things, like summonable items, or objects, or people, or animals, potions of all shapes, sizes, and delights, magical items of great power that they can have for a temporary time, and other cool things like that, which you can gift them by simply accruing stags. So you're accruing stags right now just by watching us. You will also note that we are also doing litanies. Every time the bar just below me fills up to 100%, we give the group a litany, and a litany is a special evocation that they can do cool things with, like the Litany of Forgiveness, which lets them re-roll a really bad roll. And these are collectively used by the party, and they can use that at any time, and even I can use them because I am a party member too. We also, if this is your first time joining us, we are only 10 sessions in, I do believe, and you can catch up with us on YouTube. We also have a Patreon where lots of cool background things happen as well. But that's enough ranting and raving and spamming links in the chat from me. Let's do our recap. So, the last time we played Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus, the party were debating their next steps. They argue about the question of what Baldur's Gate hidden power is, because they'd met an NPC called Rhea who was from Zariel, the city that had fallen. And they had divulged to them that once the companion's light went out, that's what caused the fall, and the companion being the source of Zariel's power. But what is the power of Baldur's Gate? Well, the debate went on from it's the power of the people to the power of the nobles, to the Grand Duke himself or herself, depending on who they are. No resolution was found, though, and the party pretty much thought it was a dead end. But they did know that they had an invitation to the Vanthampur villa, where they were to meet Thurstwell. They decided that instead of going all guns blazing, they were going to take the diplomatic approach. They had a quick stop off at the library where many punny events happened, and many questions arise about the noisy halfling with the big footsteps. But they soon moved on to the villa. Once at the villa, they saw Commander Portier. Commander Portier being the daughter of the Grand Duke, who is missing, and the presumed heir to the Flaming Fist. Cautrain. What did Cautrain do? Cautrain, using their disguise as Thurstwell's brother, Mortlock, used this disguise to just move in, and their internal dialogue was particularly delicious. This annoyed Commander Portier, of course, and there was some snide remarks thrown naturally. But they found their way inside. They were shown to a very nice, quiet sitting room, to where they were told to wait. And of course, being as diplomatic as they are, they decided to wait for 10 minutes before they split. Most of the party, and I use the word most quite literally, everyone but one went upstairs to go find Thurstwell. Cautrain, literally, almost literally and figuratively, kicking in doors, going, "Thurstwell! Thurstwell! Thurstwell!" to empty room after empty room. It wasn't long before they were set upon by needle-like demons with pitchforks, devils, but what kinds? The battle was going badly, and then it went very, very well. And then it ended. Meanwhile, alone in the sitting room, our very dear Lozu was sipping their tea, listening to the commotion upstairs, before the fireplace opened, and standing beyond it, Thurstwell, Vanthampur, who greeted their guest and said, "Come with me." And so Lozu left the party to descend with Thurstwell. And as we descend these deep, dark, dank steps, it is here we will begin our session. Lozu. You're going down steps. You hear your footsteps. You hear that moist dripping of the walls. You know from experience you are descending into the sewers. But this is no sewer, and this is no part of a sewer that you have ever explored or seen a map of. It's been refurbished. You see the groove in the floor where the water usually trickles, leading away waste, water, and other gross things that we need not mention. And it seems to encircle the entire villa as you led down various halls. You see rooms carved into the brickwork, every door closed. Eventually, you are led to quite a grand room. 2 rows of tall white iron candlesticks light this vaulted chamber, each one bearing 9 flickering candles. A 7-foot tall statue of an angel with white glowing eyes and a longsword stands atop a dais to the south. A 6-foot tall fiend, bristling with spines, stands west of the statue, glaring at 4 black-robed cultists who kneel before this plinth, and they chant in the middle of the room. Their faces are hidden behind golden devil masks. You only note as they turn over their shoulders to look at you before they resume their chanting. You note upon the walls that 9 tapestries depicting the layers of hellish landscapes adorn the walls. But most note, at the foot of this statue, spread out in a sacrificial nature is the body of Lady Vanthampur. And you note from her various injuries that Lady Vanthampur is no longer. It was quite necessary. Oh, it's been here for some time, but,
It's been here.
not long at all.
Ah, so a recent addition. Wow, just the implications. The implications are mind-boggling. How long do we have?
Well, we've already taken out 2 parts of the power structure of Baldur's Gate. There's only 2 more to go. One being done right now.
Do I see somebody else in this room?
So there is the spined devil glaring over the 4 kneeling cultists, and of course, the late Lady Vanthampur.
I forget what his name was, but I initially came here looking for the leader of Alterel. Might you have any clues as to where he is?
Thaddeus Creed.
Yes.
I might.
I really dislike this habit of coyness between you and your brother.
Well, that's because we don't know where each other stands. I mean, I'm quite sure you're wondering why I've brought you down here to show you this, answer your questions. But if we can come to some agreement, mutual ground, I'll be more forthcoming.
Okay, so what does mutual ground look like to you?
Mutual ground to me looks like you continue to work for us, like you worked for my mother. I allow you and your little friends to live.
Okay. To what ends?
The ends? The ends is to send Baldur's Gate to hell, where it belongs.
Why do you, in particular, want to send Baldur's Gate to hell?
I mean, you've been in this city long enough, Lozu.
I know, but that's a very shallow reason to go to all of this effort just to get rid of it. Deadbeat city.
I mean, it appeases her. He gestures to the winged statue.
Ah.
The more I appease her, the more she gives me.
Okay.
She is, how do you put it? It's quite a quaint little phrase. Is my parent.
That has several implications. I shan't assume. I'm sorry, I'm just being overwhelmed by just the sheer amount of implications that you and I talking right now in this particular place has. Who or what are the other two? How did you phrase it? Structures of authority.
It's the other two dukes.
Oh, the other two dukes. Okay. So Baldur's Gate. The reason why Baldur's Gate is not in hell is because the dukes keep it centered here somehow.
You see, to make a city fall, you have to unravel its core power, the thing that people believe in, and why many people may not have all faith in the dukes. Look at the chaos that happened when the Grand Duke went missing. They may not have liked Alder, but he clearly represented something. So, we are undoing the Council 4.
Right. So you only have 2 left to wrangle.
Soon to be just one.
How? How do the hellriders account into any of this?
Scapegoats. Not even ones that we designed. Just the venomous nature of this city. You know, people look for someone to blame.
Wow.
It's a lot.
Just played into your hands.
Like lambs to the slaughter. Would you like some tea? And a sit down. I imagine this is quite a lot.
I mean, I am just amazed at the scope of this plan. And how easily everybody just wandered straight into it.
I know, even my mother.
Pardon?
Even my mother.
Indeed, oh wow, her ambition made her predictable.
Exactly.
Of course she was going to try and destabilize the Grand Duke's position. Oh, wow. I simultaneously hate and respect you at the same time.
I think that's the highest compliment I've ever received.
Well, soon to be lowest if your plan goes the way you want. Okay, so we've already talked about common ground and how I can volunteer to work for you and continue the status quo. Baldur's Gate goes to hell, where do I end up in that equation?
Well, communicating with Zariel is quite difficult. So I will give you the choice in this. You can go to another city, help us unstable a few things there, or you could just go to hell and be our communicate with us and the Lady of Vengeance.
Right. Okay. I haven't been to hell before. I am curious about how things would be there.
There are rumours that you can go quite mad. A couple of our cultists that communed with her did so. But I figured, given your special circumstances, it'd probably be quite a pleasant jaunt for you.
Perhaps. So I suppose my options at this particular moment are acquiesce or die.
Correct.
And
your friends die as well.
Of course. The selfless thing is the selfish thing. And the selfish thing is also the selfish thing. Wow, what a moral quandary you've given me. Madam DM.
Yes.
I'm just, I'm going to take, what I'm trying to do is I am trying to hide the fact that I am connecting to Canis wherever he may be.
Okay, I have a question for you, and I will trust you not to matter. When the party left the room to go do what the party does, would you have kept Canis with you, or would you have sent Canis with them?
So I would have left Canis with Muliet.
Muliet.
He was at the time being her steward.
Okay.
Muliet's with me.
Yes, okay, so Muliet is with the party, therefore Canis is with the party.
And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, as I speak to Thurstwell, Canis will be saying all the things that I'm saying.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to roll me a sleight of hand check, but use the modifier that you use for your magic instead of dexterity.
I'm muting myself because I'm gonna freak the heck out.
It's okay, party. We will come back to you soon.
24.
Okay. So, just getting up. Thurstwell's passive perception.
Hopefully not as bullshit as mine.
I don't remember, but thank you. should have had his stat block up for a while ago. That is my mistake. I might just make one up. But how many people on Beyond could be? Oh, there we go. Okay. So the party hears. How much of the conversation would you say, Lozu, the party hears?
The last part about me talking about my choices.
Okay. The party hears this as combat has ended. Just catching your breath after a little bit of exercise.
What the hell?
Sounds like Lozu.
What's happening?
I don't know. We need to get back downstairs.
Yes. Let's go.
Okay.
Look around after hearing the voices, and then just start making my way downstairs.
Okay,
Trap.
so you go downstairs.
Juliet, get in my pocket. Hide.
Juliet does so.
Go to the door.
There.
You open the door. The living room is devoid of Lozu. Fireplace is covered back up.
Where is he?
But you notice a dark presence in the corner of the room. Just on your peripheral vision. You see a flicker of a flame ignite the coil of a wicked-looking whip. And a great horned beast staring down on you. We're going to pause right there and go back to Lozu. I did warn you, players. I gave you. I even spelt it out for you. I'm so sorry, but also yay.
Give me a contract.
A contract?
Yes, I will continue to work for you. But I need time to decide if I want to go to hell.
I say that's fair. Come with me. And he leads you out of this grand altar room. Takes you once again along that spiraling looking dungeon. You hear like a scream and the clash of a whip as you pass one door before you're led to quite a tidy looking office. Do you think you'll be able to handle your friends? My little birds
yes.
tell me they're about to get themselves in quite a bit of trouble, he says as he starts to write.
I do believe I can handle them. And I twirl my umbrella.
Oh yes, your tentacle umbrella.
And as I'm twirling my umbrella, I swing the door closed behind me. And I attack Thurstwell.
Oh. Okay, I will allow that surprise attack. What would you like to do?
I'm going to use the tentacle rod to make how many attacks is it? Okay.
I'll have you know that I'm bringing out the serious raw emeralds DM dice today.
Okay, yeah. I am going to use an action
Mm-hmm.
to make an attack with my tentacle rod.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll be a 22 to hit.
Okay, roll your damage.
Okay.
Actually, whoops.
That is five. That is 5 bludgeoning damage.
Really? Okay.
We killed him. He's dead. He didn't have 5 hit points, surprisingly.
Wizards, man.
Yeah.
Anything else for your turn?
The one time I choose to do things that are combat centric, I am absolutely lost. Where am I? What can I do? That is my entire turn for now.
You see Thurstwell recoil at that bludgeoning damage. And he sticks out his hand in front of him before an eerie green glow happens. Thurstwell is going to use Eldritch Blast. For a 17, which I know hits, and you take 14 points of force damage. However, this is also a multi-attack, so you get Eldritch Blasted again.
How many points, sorry?
14. For a 21, which I also know hits, for 14 again. And also, because he was damaged, you see a fiery red glow take into his eyes as he hellish rebukes you. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
That is an 18.
Okay, you take half as much. You take 11 points of fire damage. That is halved, by the way.
All right, I am down.
You are down. Okay.
Yep.
Lozu, what's the last thing that you see? Please describe that for us.
The last thing that Lozu sees is his glass of wine spilled on the floor.
The dripping drops of the wine pooling on the floor, which perhaps if this was a physical battle might be blood. That image stays with you. And if I'm not mistaken, Lozu, when you lose consciousness, your familiar vanishes?
Goes poof.
Upstairs, as this bullrunk is staring down at you, Canis.
Ugh. I think I'm just staring at the figure and I'm just like, come on, come on!
Can everyone roll me initiative?
One thing before that.
You may certainly do so.
I would have cast message to Lozu.
Okay. When?
And
That's very important.
when we ran into the room and I started hearing his familiar speaking,
Mm-hmm.
all I would have said through that message is, "Where are you?"
I will permit Lozu to just backtrack this and answer that as kind of like a retcon.
Behind the fireplace.
And I guess now we're rolling initiative.
And now please roll me initiative, yes.
Fuck. Okay, cool. My camera is like doing stuff.
This
It's as panicked as I am.
This happened a lot sooner than I expected.
I managed to have an initiative of 0. I'm never using those dice again.
Holy
Wow.
Wow, dude.
That vanished.
Oh yeah, I
Everything is
I'm
awesome.
sorry. I'm like so like stunned about what's just happened. I kind of forgot to get my notes up. My notebook out to do the initiative.
I had
Right.
a stupid idea. Okay.
I mean, it's not stupid right now because we're all in the drink.
It's fine. This is
Huh.
fine.
This is fine.
Everything is awesome.
Everything is cool when you're fighting the boss.
Everything is awesome.
45 minutes in, goodness.
Doing well. It's going great.
Mama just killed a man.
This will be our shortest
Put
session yet.
put Eldritch Blast to his head. Pull the trigger, now he's dead.
Better fucking not be.
Okay.
The game had just begun.
And now it's all going to hell.
Well, that's for dang sure.
DM. Ooh.
I didn't mean to make you die.
Wow.
If we're not back again this time on Monday, carry on.
Carry on.
Nothing really happened.
Dun, 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 dun,
Where's the
dun,
save point,
dun,
guys?
dun, dun.
Me to
That
bypass
My
librarian-
it.
time has come.
That librarian was a vendor. We should have known.
Well, if Navarre dies, I'm playing a bard. I'm saying it on stream.
Okay.
No.
I'm gonna play a gnome. It's gonna talk like this. It's my gnome voice. Yeah.
You can play Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
I'm so excited!
Are
You guys are
trying
gonna
to
get Mimsy, who talks like this all the time.
Is
It's fine.
this my punishment? You're all gonna have
Yes.
silly voices if I can.
Yes.
Okay, so not so much punishment, but threats. DM, if you, we're gonna make the most ridiculous characters we could ever think of, and completely derail your campaign if you kill us.
We'll sing in this voice.
Okay, top of the round. It is of course a Baldur who rolled a 22,
Balls.
and
Fine.
nobody outrolled them. So just for continuity's sake, darlings.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you say charged up to this thing? Coltrane, was it you who was like, "Ugh, come on"? Okay. Coltrane, the Balor will raise up their
So dressed as fucking the guy.
longsword. Oh,
Come at me, bro.
Well, I rolled a 2, but it's a plus 14 to hit, so that's a 16, which does hit.
Shield. Ha!
Okay, so you cast up your shields and it ricochets off. However, they're going to come in again, this time with the thing.
Is that all you've got?
20, for a 28.
Oh, you had more. Okay.
Yes, it's a multi-attack. And I didn't
Oh,
roll,
good.
and I didn't roll as low as I did last time. So you are going to take with that one. Where's my D8? There it is. $30 points of slashing damage. Plus
I'm sorry, what?
30 points of slashing damage. Plus 6.
What?
9
You
points
just-
of fire damage.
One hit is that your max? No, it's not. You have 20. Okay. But
By the way that I do instant death rules is it has to take, so if he rolled 48, that would have been an instant death.
That's like double, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do double and then double again.
So I run up. It brings out its weapon. I flail out my eldritch weapon. It clings off of it. I feel good. There comes the second hit. I fly against the room. I'm gone.
God.
Cortrain, I'm really sorry to ask you this, but could you please describe what's the last thing you see as your vision starts to fade?
As I kind of hit the wall and I fall down and my vision starts going black, Cortrain sees a carriage. They're on a carriage and they're looking back at a forest that they're leaving, their home forest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lucretia, you are next. You've just seen this happen. You've seen Cortrain be like, "Rah, come at me, bro!" And then he like deflected this first skill, absolutely beautiful. But then with a second swipe of this longsword, he's flung across the room, sinks down against the wall, and doesn't look like he's getting up.
There.
Awesome. Great. Cool. So, oh, okay. Lucretia starts to glow, and it's a glow you've seen before, but it's a little bit brighter. Then she is angry, seeing Cora go down, seeing Canis pop out. So she's raging, and I'm pulling out the glaive, and I'm gonna run up and attack him with the glaive and not use the other thing yet because that's a full action to do that. So it's fine. Is that true? You know what?
It's a bonus action.
Raging is the bonus action. The other thing, you know what? I'm gonna do the other thing too. She glows and she's super angry. The glaive is out. The light grows brighter and brighter and brighter until it is absolutely blinding. It takes, unfortunately, an action to do that. So this is all I can do on this turn right now.
You know what?
is-
I will give that to you as your free action because
Yes!
I want to see what you would do with this, and
Okay.
I feel bad. So please.
I've been waiting so long to do this. You have never seen anything like that. She's just surrounded by bright golden light, and she takes out her glaive and attacks once. Oh, okay. All right. It's good. It's great. Which is going to be 21 to hit.
Roll me some damage.
Yes. So, oh god, I've never done this before.
I
10.
know, you actually have a turn and you're like attacking.
I know, it's so weird. Oh, okay. So then it's going well. Let's see. What are all the things that I do with this? This is so new and exciting. So that's a 10 plus 5 plus 3. I think. Yep. Okay, great. So that's 10 plus 3 plus 2 for the rage plus 3 for the radiant damage. So it's 18 points of damage. I can math.
I can't.
I'm angry.
yes,
You've
much.
never seen
Okay.
her like this before.
Cool, we're good. Anything else for your turn?
I think that's all I got.
Alrighty. Navarre.
Okay. Navarre watches Cortrain hit the wall, crumple, watches Lucretia burst into radiant light. And there is a shift in their expression. One that goes from blank horror to pure, unadulterated rage. And their form starts shifting. The pink drains out of their hair. It goes white. It goes completely stark black. Their eyes disappear into black sclera, dotted by pinpricks of light. And as their form changes, they turn into what looks like, for all the world, a piece of the night sky. Starlight streaming off of them, and their eyes reappear brilliant white, like looking into the heart of a sun. They say absolutely nothing. And, oh God, sorry, I am shaking.
I'm sorry to do this to you.
It's okay.
I did try and warn you.
The starlight shifts around them,
Mm-hmm.
and they vanish. I cast Misty Step straight forward through the fireplace.
Okay. I'm going to pause you right there
That's fine.
as we continue this combat, okay?
Also, 1 second. Sorry, I missed a thing because I'm a zealot barbarian. You get an extra 3 damage on top of that.
Okay.
Radiant damage on top of that.
Nice.
Yeah.
You can totally have
She's
that.
got a lot. Perfect.
That's cool. This is your first time hitting something, so, leeway. Okay, Nova. Cortrain, you are unconscious. Roll me a death saving throw, please.
Okay. I could do it. I could live. Right? That's a thing people do. Okay. Death save. Go. That's a 1.
All right.
Oh, Lord.
So I'm bleeding out. It's like
That's just one failed death save.
it's a forest in the midst of the gurgle, I say. Forest.
Torlin, it is your turn.
Orlin just looks up. No. Makes one big step over Cortrain's body, kneels down, one hand on them, healing you for 15 hit points as light pours from my arm into your wounds, closing them. Then stepping in front of the Baldur. Don't fight them. Don't hurt them. Come at me. Casting Compel Duel on the Baldur.
That's a wisdom saving throw,
Yeah.
if I remember my paladin right. 11?
No.
Hmm?
The Baldur has disadvantage on attacking anyone but me.
Very good, very good. Anything else for your turn?
No, that's everything.
Okay. You brace.
Raising my shield.
Okay, because it's the Ballor's turn, and it finds your very presence repugnant, Torlin. It's going to swing its whip at you. For a dirty 20. If anyone wonders why I'm doing this, it's because I'm trying to look at their ACs on the screen.
That hits. Maybe he does poison damage.
6,
Or poison damage.
7,
That would be good.
15 points of slashing damage, plus an additional 11 points of fire damage. And
I'm bleeding.
Okay, and I need you to make me a strength saving throw.
Uh, 16.
Okay, you are pulled 5 feet closer to the Balor. Oh, sorry, I misread that. Glasses. Apologies. 25 feet. No matter how far away poor train is, you're now within striking distance, is what I'm trying to say. And because that was its first time, but now it's the second, it's now going to hit you with its long sword for a natural 20,
Oh, fuck. Sorry.
which makes it a 34.
Yeah, that hits.
Totally doesn't hit. Come on.
Yeah, I rest
Doesn't even hit my AC.
It just glances off my.
Oh, it's okay. I'm rolling poorly on the D8. Yep. Oh,
It's only 20,000.
It's over 1,000. Sorry.
This is really
Gallows.
dramatic and terrifying, but we're all like, we all cope with
Gallows
humor,
humor.
so we're just making jokes because this is what we are.
I know. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, people throwing around the 0 question marks in chat. I let me see those replies. For 12 points of slashing, plus goodness, 6 lightning damage. These dice like you. Let me just say it to that.
Yeah, I'm not immediately dead. That's good.
Okay, you're still standing. Lucretia, it's your turn.
No, I'm not standing.
Oh, you're not standing. You are
I'm just
unconscious.
not in. I'm at minus 13. I'm just not completely dead. I'm just down.
Okay, cool. That's good to know. Torlin is down.
I get up, Tolan's down. Hello, hey.
Awesome. Amazing.
Oh.
Forgot about the whip.
Lucretia.
She is furious and she is completely focused on this creature. I'm gonna make.
Oh, 1 minute. Sorry, there's one thing that I forgot to do.
That's totally fine.
Torlin, what's the last thing you see?
My friends.
Yeah.
I'm basically turning around, looking at them, and try to say, "Run, you fools!"
Fly, you fools.
Lucretia, please bring your rage as you hear this gurgly whisper from Torlin.
She doesn't hear him.
Okay.
She doesn't at all. She is raging and she is glowing and she is going to hit him twice. It'll roll the first one first. Recklessly. You know, she's really upset and she is not thinking. Y'all. 2 ones.
So you swing your
I'm so
glaive
sorry.
wide and hard, only to have it wrapped around by the whip as it comes to retort. We'll hold it right there. Naval, we're just going to skip you, but we're going to give you lots of time afterwards. Cotrain, The lung that was collapsed from the blow seems to have magically healed. You're still a bit sore, but you're alive. You're standing. The memories of the forest still in your mind. You look around. There's no Navarre. You see Lucretia, glaive in hand, entangled with this fiery, flaming whip. You're not sure what's brighter, Lucretia or the fire from this whip. You see Torlin on the ground, unconscious, struggling to breathe, but not dead. What would you like to do?
I'm awake. I prefer this situation. How far's the window?
So if we imagine this room like a U,
Mm-hmm.
you have the fireplace and like that whole wall. There's no windows there or a door. That's there. And then windows there and windows there. And you were flung into a wall. And I said that the door was on this side. So I would say that, there's a window right behind you.
I'm kind of just like, trying to like subtly break the glass behind me, see if it breaks.
Roll me an athletics check.
It'll like electrify me, isn't it?
No, I'm just seeing if you're strong enough to break the glass. I mean, not
Oh,
double.
good. I got enough that one.
I don't know, maybe double glazing's been invented or something, because you're like trying to subtly try and hit this thing, and you're just kind of getting like a tick.
Fucking that one.
Okay, yeah, no, it doesn't break. Is there anything else you'd like to try and do for your turn? I'll even let you pick up some furniture and try and throw it at this window for advantage.
I mean,
Okay.
that's what I'm gonna. You know, I'm gonna fool and embrace it. I'm not gonna be like there's a chair with like a tapestry over it, and I pull the tapestry off, pick it up, and just like get me out of this fucking house.
Yeah, roll another athletics check with advantage, please.
Didn't even want to come here with these people. I'm still dressed as the brother.
Okay.
Okay. Athletics go. It's a mighty 11.
Okay, it wasn't high. It breaks.
Okay.
Okay,
So
you use your movement.
rolling out.
Okay.
Rolling out.
Torlin? Let's saving throw, please.
Which I'm not using my Torlon dice. Not again.
Okay.
I'm using this one. It's not a 10.
Okay, that's one fail from you, please. It's not one, is it?
No.
Okay, all right. Cool. Ballor's turn. Top of the round. Lucretia, you're like the only one in the room and still standing, so I'm afraid this multi-attack is for you. You have your whip, and I would like you to make a contested strength saving throw, please.
I'm like, great, I have advantage on those.
I'm going to let you know it's a 25 to beat.
Of course. Well, good thing I rolled a natural 20. Plus my strength modifier. Which is plus 3, so 23. And that's all I got. Even at a nat 20, it's 23.
I'm afraid that even though you feel the yank of this whip and you manage to hold onto it just for a second, with the full force, like the first one was a bit like it was just testing, but with the full force, your glaive is yanked from your hand and cast just behind the Baldur, because this part of the room is not very big. However, you are going to be attacked with the long sword.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
it has advantage, too, because I rolled recklessly.
I don't need advantage because I've just rolled another nat 20.
Great. Perfect.
I did say these were my serious dice.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm still glowing though.
For 19 points of slashing.
Okay, cool, great.
And
Oh,
8.
good. Sorry, how many points of slashing?
14? Was that what I said? I don't remember. I was adding up new numbers. Chat, what did I say?
Sorry, I was also looking to make sure that I'm resistant to that. It's like, wait, I think I'm resistant. I've never played a barbarian, guys. It's fine. I think you said, I thought you said 19. Personally.
Okay. Then we'll go with
Yeah.
that. It's 19 plus an additional 8 lightning.
Okay, cool. 8 lightning. Neat. 19. So that's 9 points of slashing damage for me.
Okay, cool.
Because I'm resistant. Sweet. That's fine. I'm still up.
It's your turn.
Oh, it is. Oh, great. And my glaive is out of my hand, right?
Yeah.
Neat. What is it, an action to pick it back up? Or how far away is it?
It's just behind you.
Okay. Because I would like to pick it back up and try and hit him again.
I will allow that just because you're the last one standing.
Yeah.
And I might have broken CR rules.
It's fine. This is fine. She's just so focused on this creature and like seeing her friends go down. She's upset. She's going to keep going. Recklessly. Okay, that's a lot better. That is a 19 plus 5 to hit.
Yeah, you definitely do.
Alrighty. I get to roll all these dice again. Not great, y'all. It's 4, 5, 6 for the raging, plus 3 for radiant damage. Oh, sorry. I lied. No, I was right. Okay. 4, 5, 6 for the glaive hit, 3 radiant damage, and an extra 2 radiant damage. So 5 radiant damage total. What did I say? 6 for the other. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else for your turn?
I think that is all I can do.
Okay. Navarre Coltrane, we will revisit to you soon, but we're just going to finish this bit up before we continue. It is the Balor's turn because it just looked like it's a duel between the Balor and Lucretia. Balor's going to multi-attack you twice with the longsword. For a 10 plus 14 is a 24.
Yep.
8, 16 slashing.
8 total. Okay.
And 9 lightning.
No. Okay.
You still standing?
All right. I'm still standing.
Nice.
I'm looking real hurt, but I'm still
Be
standing.
aggressive. Be
yes.
aggressive. However, it is a multi-attack, and that was the first one.
Oh, right. Yep.
5 plus 14 is a 19.
Yep. I'll just tell you right now, it will always hit because my AC is only 14.
You need to fix that. 4, 1, 2. Seven. 15 points of slashing.
I am down.
Okay. And then you take as well It won't kill you because it's only a d6. Well, 3d6. One. 3 points of fire. By the way, I'm not fudging that. My damage dice don't seem to like me, except for that one time when I one-shotted Cortrain. Don't know what's going on. Lucretia, I know everyone's very stressed right now, but would you please describe the last thing you see as this blast blow from this lightning sword comes down at you?
The last thing that Lucretia sees, it's flashes of Torlin, of Cortrain, Navarre's face. And those are all very quick. And the very last thing is going to be of her friend's face. The one that she's been looking for a long time. Not Loon. Loon's there, but the other one, whose name I'm totally blanking on right now. And she's beautiful with her horns and her long hair. And she just reaches out briefly as she falls.
Okay. You are...
Saxa. There it is.
There we go. We are briefly out of initiative. And Navarre, since you have been waiting the longest, we will pick up from you. You can still hear the sounds of battle going on behind you, but you are in a dark, dank hallway, stairs that descend downwards.
Terrific. I cast invisibility on myself.
Okay. You descend down the stairs. There is you have your natural stealth, which is... What is your stealth modifier, please? You're also elven.
I am. Oh, I have the Cloak of Elvenkind, so I do have advantage on stealth checks.
Okay.
Which is delightful. But it is 0.
Okay, are you being stealthy, would you say?
I'm invisible and trying to be quiet. Yes.
Okay, then roll me a stealth check with advantage because of your Cloak of Elvenkind.
Delightful. Hang on. 20. That is it's a 15. Yeah.
Okay. So anyone with a passive perception lower than 15 will not hear you. Your footsteps. So you descend down this.
But I'll probably hear them first.
Yeah, you probably will because of your bullshit passive perception. So you descend down this alleyway. It's the stairway.
Okay.
You come down to a sewer, but it's not used as a sewer. Once again, you see that carved out circular space where the water should flow. You see a route to your left and a route to your right, and then closed doors down the hallway. What are you doing? Where are you going? What are you looking for?
I'm looking for Lozu.
Okay.
Lozu, do you wear any particular scent, cologne, perfume?
You might have noticed the particular wine that Lozu had.
Yeah, that would be okay.
But he smells particularly like his garden.
And down here it's very wet, that dank underground, almost basement-like smell, so it would be quite easy to pick out.
Okay.
I will happily use your passive perception to sniff it out.
Right. I'm going to try and... This is the dumbest thing I've ever done with this character. I'm going to try and smell my friend through the air.
Okay.
Or even like something that isn't... Maybe not necessarily even Lozu, but something that isn't this weird dank smell or the smell of the Baldur.
Okay. You can quite easily pick it out. The gardens are fresh, light. It smells like spring. And you follow it, and you're going through. You're first led to this grand altar room, once again seeing that angel statue, the candles. This time, though, there is no spined devil, there is just the 4 kneeling cultists in their devil masks. They don't notice you, but you do not see Lozu. You do not see any exits or entryways, but you do see the dead, prostrated body of Lady Vanthampur. You continue.
There's no exits or entries in this room.
No, but you sniff the air. You do see that this route goes in here, stays here for a while. I'm kind of imagining this like it's like The Witcher when you're trying to sniff out the perfume, and like the scent moves out of the room, and so you follow it. You go past the room. Once again, you hear the crack of the whip and the scream. The scent doesn't go in there. You do find a closed door.
I'm gonna stop and listen at it. Any noise? Any breathing? Any movement? Anything?
You hear movement. Don't hear any talking.
Is there a keyhole?
Yes.
I'm gonna try and peek through it.
Okay, you do. The first thing you see is the tall, spined body of a devil.
Oh, good.
It's bending down. It stands up. It starts to turn, and as its bulk is moving out of the way, you see a smirking Thurstwell holding up an empty wine glass, just gesturing it. But this is very quick, brief glimpse of the smirk, because in the devil's arms, you of course see the unconscious body of Lozu in its arms.
I will back up so I'm not standing in front of the door
Mm-hmm.
and sort of crouch down,
Mm-hmm.
pull the cloak of Elvenkind a little closer above me, and wait.
Okay. Do you speak Infernal?
I do.
Excellent. You hear some mumbling, and I'm going to say it sounds like mumbling at first, and then you tune into it. You adjust your ears to narrow in as you're crouched away from the door, because you have such a high passive perception. And you hear Thurstwell going, "Put him with the others. Make sure he's stable. Perhaps you want to clear up upstairs. Send one of the acolytes to do it, if you would." And the door opens.
I stay put.
Spine Devil walks out, turns left, its tail swishing as it does so, barely missing you.
Does
Disappears.
Thurstwell follow?
Down the corridor. Sorry, I was just reading chat.
Okay.
And you see Thurstwell still examining that wine glass before his eyes look directly at you.
I don't move.
The smirk becomes a smile. You're just going to sit there and stare at me.
I'll drop invisibility. And Navarre is fully in their astral form. Black hair, starlight, glowing eyes. Their body's sort of amorphous, not quite. It's like it's pulling at the air, like it's definitely not a stable form. But they're there, staring at Thurstwell. Well, now what?
It really depends on you. You
If you
can.
kill me, you will have a war on your hands the likes that you cannot imagine. Do you know who I am?
My mother had theories.
Yeah, well,
But he stands up slowly, but back still crooked. But there's an arrogance, even though he's thin and I'm not going to say decayed, but thin and withdrawn. There's an arrogance and a strength that comes from him. If you haven't noticed, I'm conducting my own war. And I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw, please, as you attempt to dodge this eldritch blast.
$19.
You definitely do. The first being, is there anything you would like to do? Run, charge. If you're going to run, I'll let you run. If you're going to charge, we're going to roll initiative and see who's quicker.
Oh, shit. Wait. Before you kill me.
I'm listening.
Your mother's theories were right. I am the last luminary of House Kingdomiel. If you have any idea what that means, you will not kill me, because you know what will happen afterwards.
My. What's a little princess doing in a town like this? Are you smarter than your friend?
Depends on which one you're talking about.
Lozu. Not very smart.
Oh, he's plenty smart.
Not smart enough to survive, but I have a feeling that your survival skills might be a bit sharper.
What do you want?
Surrender. I won't hurt you.
I heard you know you can kill me, so how am I going to fight you?
Smart. Very well. Follow where the devil went. I'll be right behind you. And we're going to pause there. Quatrain!
So, as soon as Quatrain kind of got out of the window, they didn't waste any time. Where there was like most likely a little thing attached to the window, where like most likely there was like flowers and stuff. Quatrain kind of like standed on that, like jumped in the air, and the wings came out, and they just like flew in an arc upwards.
Interesting. Where are you going?
As they're just continuing up, they kind of barrel roll, do like a little twist and around, and they look back towards the house, looking at their wounds. They kind of spit and they look back out towards the city. What was the... I can't remember her name, but the woman who's back and she's trying to take over the...
Commander Portier?
Yeah, Portier.
So as you took off, you would have noticed that she is still standing at the gate.
Okay. I probably would have like swooped up then, did the turn, saw this, and like swooped down, eyeing the entire compound as I kind of like swoop down. I take off my guys, so I have my armor on, and I kind of maybe like 15 feet away from the gate, kind of land.
Okay.
I'm bloodied. Commander Portier, you must leave this place. It is filled with devils and demonic dealings.
She eyes you for a moment. You can see, like, she's a mature woman. I'm not going to say old, just mature. You know, the signs of age is there. Smile lines, creases in the eyes. Her skin is, like, sun-weathered, where she's been in shorts and, you know, hasn't been putting on SPF 100 or anything like that. Very much...
Pruned.
And she kind of like eyes you up and down. You're wearing your armor. I kind of imagine the armors to kind of show who your captains are, like what kind of like squad you belong to.
I'm a lieutenant, if I remember correctly. No, I'm an officer.
Yeah, you're an officer. Zudge's man.
I am Sarge, yeah. I work under Sarge, yes. I was just attacked right now. The vampires. I have one of my associates. All went down. We've been investigating what happened with the Lord Commander. Their direct involvement.
And then, like, as it kind of like sinks in who you are and what you're actually saying, and obviously the people around were obviously a bit on guard as well, they kind of completely envelop you in like a protective shield, because obviously you're standing right on the gates of the Vanthampur villa. And the guards...
Go around me.
Yeah, the guards, they're not like pointing their spears on you. This is more like a turtle on the outside. They're protecting the inside. You hear one cry out, protect the commander, protect the commander. And they all go up, and like with this action, it kind of makes the guards go up, who don't seem very reactive to what's going on in the house. You're not sure what that's about. And Commander Portier looks at you. I have a feeling that you and I need to have a conversation. I have not been brought up to speed.
We're actually scheduled to have a meeting today. I think that should be put to the highest priority. We need to leave this area now.
And she like makes a signal and a command, and you kind of like edge your way out. And I think it's at this time, everyone in chat, that I'm going to call a break. I clearly need to go take care of my cast because I've just put them through a ranger. And I'm quite sure they want to know what the fuck is going on and need to scream at me. Please, please, please go take care of yourselves too. We will be back and to resume of what's happening. Not everyone is dead. This hasn't been a TPK, yay. We have 2 active members of the cast. So we're going to go take care of ourselves. Please go take care of yourselves, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Hello, herd. We are back. Present your ducks for possibly... No, I'm not going to say the final time because we have 2 party members still standing. You're, of course, watching Baldur's Gate descent into Avernus. We are reaching the climactic part of the season, which has been pretty climactic. I can't even get my words out. I'm just like, wow. If you've just joined us, I'm, of course, your DM this evening, DM Gloss and Gadgets. And you will see my cast very soon. I have thoroughly stressed them out. I had to make sure we were doing some, like, I'm not going to call it aftercare, I'm going to go, like, during care. Making sure that they're okay and that all the we, like, discuss plans and stuff. But before the break, what happened was the party was supposed to handle this diplomatically. And even our most diplomatic character, Lozu, did not handle it diplomatically. Lozu was the first to be knocked out, which kind of alerted the rest of the party that Lozu was in danger, which kind of made our wonderful wizard Navarre go astral form, to which, if you would like to see artwork of what that looks like, you can find it on our Patreon. I am dropping the link in now. Because, promotion. No, not that one. That one. There we go. I can't read very well. My keratoconus is playing up. And then a battle with a bullrug happened with the rest of the party, which the note summary is attacked, went down, got back up, went back down. Oh, this person's turn, went back down. Oh, this person. Oh, yes, they're down too. Oh, yes, epic battle between Barbarian and Bullrug, but eventually Barbarian went down. And so the situation we are now in is 3 of the party members are unconscious. 1 fled and is now with Commander Portier and is about to give her the rundown of what's been going on in Baldur's Gate. And of course, our wizard Navarre has allowed themselves to be captured because they have revealed pretty much to the world who they are. And so, without further ado, we're going to bring back my cast. Quatrain.
Yes.
Battered and bloodied. You and Commander Portier are led back to Flaming Fist headquarters in this kind of protective shield turtle of guards that Commander Portier brought to the Vanthampur prison. You are brought into what appears to be a commander's room. You know this to be the Grand Duke's room formerly. It seems there are like chests and cases and someone's clearly moving in. The grand picture of the Grand Duke that used to be behind the grand desk is now down, and a picture of Commander Portier has been put in its place. You can just see it, a piece of canvas flung over it haphazardly. You're shown to a seat. Someone is brought to tend to your wounds. Commander Portier doesn't sit in the chair, you note. She instead looks at her father's portrait. And you take it in, maybe you can see the similarity, maybe around the jaw and the eyes, but you make the assumption that perhaps Commander Portier looks more like her mother than her father.
I'm done. Leave. So, Commander Portier, as I was trying to say before I was interrupted, we entered the house. I was disguised as Mortlock after we had freed him from whatever cultist action was in the bathhouse. It was strange from the moment when we went in. They were stalling. No one was in the house. We were looking for Thurstwell and was attacked by devils. We were able to defeat those creatures. But then my companion at the time, Lozu, it's in my report, they were speaking to someone, and they mentioned some dealings, having to sign something. It was through their familiar, so they were trying to alert us. When we went to go check on the whole situation, the familiar disappeared, which, can only mean one of two things. So he's most likely dead. We were attacked by a large devilish creature. I went down, but was brought back up again. And everyone else was either unconscious or bleeding out and fighting for their lives. I retreated rather than dying. And
You mean you fled?
I retreated. There's no point in me dying there. What point would that solve? We need to stop things from going to hell, and if I died there, who would be investigating?
Had I retreated from Chult when the death curse was upon us, I wouldn't have been there to aid the adventurers that came through and eventually broke that curse. You could have been what tipped the scales.
Our party was already destroyed. It was me and Lucretia who was already knees deep in that creature. Bloodied and bruised. Who exactly was I waiting for? You were stuck at the gates, with all due respect.
And this is the legacy my father left me.
Something has to be done. Vampires are clearly playing some kind of game. We don't even know if your father is dead.
Before he left, I received a letter from my father. He promised me he'd come back. He either broke his promise because he is dead, or I just want to know what happened.
It was all a ploy to send him to Elturel. That's why the whole thing was taken down to hell. Some contract with Zariel. We had a hellrider with us who knew that... What was the chief guy's name in Elturel?
Favius Creed.
That had an inkling that Favius Creed was being a unwelcomed guest at Vanthampur's estate. That's why we went there.
Why didn't you come to see me first? I could have provided backup. I could have forced my way in. Instead, you masqueraded in front of me. It's almost as if you don't trust your commander, Lieutenant.
You haven't been a commander long, Portier. And there's been a schism within flaming fist.
Yeah, I'm aware of our difficulties. So what? Shall we seize the manor? Break the doors down? Bring Vanthampur down where she belongs in the muck?
Yes, I need 100 or maybe 2 of your men. Those places closed in themselves. It's most likely magically hidden, some kind of subterranean level, because they do like their sewers. You can only expect more and wait.
They like their sewers. Fitting.
Rats always do.
You understand, Mike, the difficulty and the challenges we faced. Everything is a mess.
How I see it, the city is under martial law, and that's our jurisdiction.
Yes, but we are fractured. I have captains pretty much acting like feudal lords all over the city.
Then, I have a few people I can trust.
200 of
Me?
them?
No, but a good handful. Promote me now, and we can get things moving.
Done. See it done. I will see what I can arrange from this catastrophe.
I'll see you tonight. And I'll stand up. And I'll walk out, and as I get to the door, I just say, I hope you're more of a captain than your father was. And I'll walk out before she answers.
Bite my tongue as DM. Okay. Excellent. Wonderful scene. Meanwhile, Navarre, you have been stripped of any protective gear that you have, any magical items on your person. You're not searched too thoroughly. You, with the announcement of who you are kind of given a respectful kind of, this is necessary pat, but they don't want to be too intrusive. Your cape is taken from you. And as it's kind of flung over an arm of a deviled masked cultist, you notice that kitten-shaped bulge in the pocket is not there.
Good.
You are led into a room, and a door is opened. And you see a single character in this room. This figure is a broad-shouldered figure with purple skin and a beard of writhing snake-like tentacles.
Okay.
It has its grip on a glaive, and it glares at you through the darkness.
I'm glowing. I glare back.
Doesn't seem to recoil. In this room is completely lined with doors. Each door is set with small barred windows. And a ring of keys hangs from this creature's belt. You're brought to a door. We're just going to call this door number 3.
Okay.
And I will do a quick doodle for you and drop it in our chat, so you know the layout of the room.
All right.
Basically, there are 12 doors in this room. And you're brought to door number 3. Door is opened. This creature gestures. And you enter. Just taking a picture. Now putting the picture in the Discord. Descent into Avernus. Yes. Done. Sent. In your cell, you see a short, lean, erudite male in his 50s. He wears an ankle-length kaftan, has dark hair, and a neatly trimmed goatee beard that's dyed crimson. He sits on the only bed in the room. That bed being one of those, basically it's a wooden door held up by chains. There's a pot in the corner, so you literally have a pot to piss in. And nothing more. He gives you a wry smile. Would you recognize this person? No, you would not.
I guess I look in. Where did you take my friend?
So could you repeat that for me?
Where did you take my friend, the little green one?
In Infernal, the devil replies back to you. In another room. The others will be joining you as soon as their wounds are treated.
If you hurt him, I will make sure that you are rendered to ash.
We'll see who renders who to ash. And the door is closed.
Demons. That devils or whatever he is. I turn around. So who are you supposed to be?
Goodness. Blunt, aren't you?
I'm tired and I have had a terrible day. Who are you? Do you speak Elven or Infernal or anything but this stupid language?
I speak Common, and I also speak Infernal.
Wonderful. Don't, because I can understand you. Anyway, what are you in here for?
Sorry, there we go, I found it. Ha! I am a spy.
It's okay.
They got caught. And unfortunately, they wouldn't let me take the poison.
And now you are here.
Indeed.
You have a name?
Yes, they call me Fallister Fisk. I work for Silvera Saviskas.
Not any of these names, do I?
They were, you would not.
I don't know who's there. I don't work for anyone.
Oh, Silvera is possibly the most expert person from Candlekeep. Her specialization is devils and devils activity. She's been monitoring Baldur's Gate and Elturel for months.
That's so. Why didn't she do anything about it?
She needed more hardcore evidence, I guess. I don't know, I don't question my superiors. I was sent here to look up that rumor that Favius Creed was here.
Oh, you do then. Yeah, wherever he is. He's probably dead.
Well, she asked me to help her obtain proof of Krieg's crimes. The rumor goes that the Vanthampurs are sheltering him. He's not a prisoner, he's sheltered.
Well, considering Lady Vanthampur is dead outside on an altar, I don't really have hopes for Flavius.
Why's that?
Okay, you're not following this, are you? Lady Vanthampur is dead. Ceased to be. Has shuffled off the mortal coil. An ex-duke. Hiding for the fjords. I don't know.
I'm a spy. Nobles die all the time. I'm
Yes,
really
they do.
not surprised. Let me guess, off by her sons, probably jealous, mother issues. Wasn't cuddled enough, probably.
Who knows? I wouldn't know anything about that. But she's dead, and now Thurstwell apparently is in charge of all of this, I suppose. Got rid of the other brother. I don't know where this other one is, and now it's just him and all of these devils about the house.
Well, the information I have says that Thaddeus Creed struck a bargain with an archdevil. The proof of his crimes is in a puzzle box. That's what I was sent to get. That's what I failed to get. Apparently his contract is in it. She's willing to pay.
We have bigger problems than that right now, frankly.
I see you're not in the mood to see the bigger picture. And as he says this, you hear like the noise of the door opening. Several people come in. The sound of a cell door opening and closing. Lozu, you have been brought to a room. Your wounds have been treated. You have 1 hit point. You have no magical items or armor or weapons. You sadly have been separated from your umbrella.
Why does being hit by an eldritch blast feel like being massaged by a Morkos?
And just for your map, you are in room 10.
Can I hear him?
You can.
Look, I'm more concerned about the bigger pictures than you know, but right now we are sort of in the shit. Wait, hang on. Lozu, is that you?
I kind of wish it wasn't me, but apparently it is.
Thanks, God, whatever they are. You are alive, good. We need to figure out how to get out of here.
Have you used magic yet?
I mean, some of it. I can't reach you through the bars, though. Why?
Can I look for any clues of perhaps runes or signs of wards that might keep someone from casting spells in these cells?
You can certainly investigate, yes. I would say roll an Arcana check for me.
Okay.
But because of your state, I'm going to impose disadvantage.
Right. That is a 17.
Disadvantage, yo.
Yeah, so there is definitely a magical aura. You don't see any runes. You don't see anything carved into the very rock, but you do feel a very strong bubble. But it's not just in your cell. This bubble seems to encapsulate this entire... Like, if I just drew a circle around all the numbers on our map, that's the kind of bubble you feel. It's kind of cylindrical, like the shape of the universe.
Probs, no magic. Okay.
Delightful. Okay.
Wait, is this what a hangover feels like?
I don't know. I'd never had one.
At this point,
I wouldn't recommend it.
the door is opened. Sound of people being brought in, someone being dragged. Brought to room number 7. It is Torlin. You're kind of tossed in there unceremoniously, Torlin. And I say you're dragged. You're just kind of held up by your arms. These things are very tall. Your feet don't touch the floor. You have 1 hit point. You have no armor or weapons. But you're alive. I promise. For now.
I think when I hit the floor, I just go like, oh,
Dylan?
Caro Grumpy,
You're
is
right,
that
good.
you?
It is me, yes. I don't even have the energy to argue with you on that point. Yes, it's me.
Excellent. Have we met the rest of the family yet?
That's what took me down here. Well, his little pet did. He knows who I am. I used it as a bargaining chip to keep me alive. Also, I'm sort of glowing.
We're not in the stony halls then.
No, you're very alive, unfortunately. Lozu's here as
means-
well.
Well, that is good news. Because that means we have to get back to work as soon as I get off from this very cozy stone floor. Which is so nice.
Lady Vanthampur is dead, by the way, just so you know. Current events. Thurstwell said he was starting his own war. Anyway, I'm in here with some fellow named Fisk. You know that name, Lozu?
Hang on. Let me agonize over that thought. Do I know them offhand, or may I make a check?
First, let me ask you a question before I ask for a kind of check. Would you say that you would be familiar with Candlekeep, and would you say you're familiar with it to know who their spies are? But then the paralleling question would be, would you know who goes in and out of the city and who would be spies from other cities?
So I would think that part of my job would entail knowing who's snooping around and where they're snooping. And giving that information to Lady Vanthampur so that she could make use of said information in her power games.
Okay. All right. Okay, this makes sense. I would say with advantage, please roll me just a history check, see if you can remember, because you've given a lot of lists to Lady Vanthampur.
That'll be a dirty 20.
Yes, you certainly do know who Fallister Fisk is. They arrived about a month ago from Candlekeep. They have been stalking around the Vanthampur villa. You have already reported that. You probably reported this to Lady Vanthampur about 2 weeks ago. You have not seen them, when you check up on where everyone is and what they're up to for about 2 weeks. So you can probably guess that Fallister Fisk has been here for 2 weeks.
Master Fisk, I was wondering where you had gone off to. You didn't leave any tracks leaving the city, so pleasure to make your official acquaintance, I suppose.
And who are you, disembodied, agonized voice?
Clearly better at my job than you are.
Well,
Sorry about that then.
clearly I need to retire.
We've had a bad day.
And it's at this point, more bodies come in. And I'm just going to speed this up a little bit. First is Phoenix, who's put into room 1. And then Rhea, who is brought into room 8. Lucretia, you are the last. You went down like a champ against that Borog. Your wounds took a little bit longer to heal. And you were brought in, and you were brought to room 11. But in your room, there is a elderly woman in, like, dirty noble garb who looks very frightened. And she's kind of cowered up in the corner.
I close my eyes for just a second. Thermiel, I'm sorry. I tried. I did what you asked. And when I open them and see her, where am I?
This is a prison, if you can't tell.
Awesome. Great. And you are who exactly?
I am Lady Satir Theon Hune. Part of the Hune family.
Should I know who that is?
From Baldur's Gate, I assume. Probably from the lower wards from looking at you.
Rude. Well, we're in the same place right now. So what brought you here?
The Vanthampurs brought me here about a few days ago. They were, I guess, going to use me as leverage against the Hume family to, I don't know, make their mother Grand Duke, but from what I hear from that voice over there, she's dead.
Very dead.
Navarre? Can I
Hello?
see them?
I stick my face close to the plate, and there's just two white glowing eyes. Hello. How are you?
Are you okay?
I am angrier than I have ever been in my life, but, you know, otherwise pissed off, angry, ready to murder some people. You?
I don't... Everything hurts a lot, frankly. I don't know. That's more than it's ever hurt. Yeah.
We're going to get out of this. All right, I know it hurts and I know you're scared, but we are going to get out of this. We are all here together. They didn't kill us, so they have some sort of use for us, and we don't want to find out what that is. So.
Okay. If you say so. I trust you.
More confidence than I feel right now, but right now I feel like I could take on a fucking army. So, what are our resources? What do we have? How do we get out of here? All of you, wake up! We have things to talk about.
Vite, vite, vite.
I'm standing. Ooh.
I try to make my hands glow a little bit. Do they work?
You feel the power, like, beneath your skin, and it almost, like, tingles, but as soon as, like, you would know it to reach the surface, it's, like, snuffed out like a candle, like someone's just gone...
Shit.
You do note, those of you that have been in here long enough, that Cochrane is nowhere to be seen. You don't know if they are dead or escaped.
What guards are there?
So at the moment, you're kind of just left by yourselves in this, like, room, but you are aware of the Spine Devil. That's what it was. It wasn't a Mist Flare. Mist Flare, sorry. Mind Flare, wrong game. You are aware of the Mind Flare just outside of this door. Not
Wait,
the Mind
there is
Flare. No.
Spine
Here we go. Let me try this again. You are aware of the Spine Devil that is not in this room, but just outside of it. Your jailkeeper.
I will check my cell and look how stable is it built. Is there any loose parts I can abuse? I know some stuff about smithing and tools, so maybe there's something I can fiddle with.
Are you using your rock sense?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Right, I will allow you to do that. Is there a check that goes with that? I don't remember. Is it like a history?
I think it only gives me advantage on history or something.
Yeah, history, but on the rock. Yeah, I'll allow you to do that.
Alright. A history check. Which is intelligence, which is my forte, as we all know. That is a 10.
It's
I
okay.
rolled an 11.
You know what? I wasn't going to make this very hard, so. You know that these rooms are very newly created. You don't know what was down here before, but from your rock sense, this jail cell is a very new addition in terms of like crumbling rock or weaknesses. There isn't any because this has just been built. So the mortar is still strong, and I won't say fresh because that would make it soft, but you know, it's strong because it's been newly added. These rooms possibly were carved out and then probably structured into square little cells. You examine the iron bars on your window, but you don't speak metal, you only speak rock. But you're a blacksmith. They're very well made. Whoever made these had a very good furnace. This is probably the purest composition of iron that you've ever met. You've got the chains on your bed. You got your pot to piss in. You got a blanket. But that's about it in your room.
So I will yell into the room. Those cells are newly built. Sadly, they are not the usual Krobi work humans do. They seem to have found one of the few competent craftsmen here.
Okay.
There's a little voice that comes from room 4. Yeah, that's my handiwork.
Oh, hello?
Ah, hello, friend. What is your name? I'm Torlund Granderkold.
Agatha Thundershield.
Ooh. I would say nice to meet you, but I wouldn't wish being here on anyone.
They threw me in here when I finished this job for them. They didn't want the secrets getting out.
How long ago is that?
I think it's been a month. 1 minute, let me just count the scratches of how many meals I've had.
Oh boy.
14 meals. But I'm quite sure they don't come every day.
Okay. So we are trapped in a room we can't use magic in, underground, surrounded by demons. And okay.
And as the dire situation begins to settle, the quiet of the jail cell, you hear the shifting of several. Sorry, I'm just going to write down that name before I forget it. Room 4 sets in, and the darkness creeps in. It's here that we're going to end our session. So you're not dead?
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's a good day I made captain. Looking up Coltrane.
So I'm so happy for Coltrane.
Yeah, you know,
So glad
did
for
a
them.
thing, got promoted. How's your day going? All right, yeah.
Yeah.
All a good day's work. Like
Okay.
fence into a trap and then ran away.
I
So
did what my guide told me to do.
Fucking Thurstwell has true sight, so that's fun.
Of course he does.
Shocked face.
So fun little DM to player fact. I actually just swapped the stats of Thurstwell and Lady Vanthampur because, as you know, I changed the ending of this. Yeah, I really didn't expect this to happen so soon.
Us.
I kind of expected it to happen, just not soon.
Well,
You made me very nervous. I was very worried for you. But I will let the audience know. The party did know that this would happen. Well, I said maybe. It would maybe happen. There were four. I basically gave them 4 narratives that could have happened. I planned 4 spine narratives in my DM binder. And I was like, these are the 4 things that I think could happen. And I said to them, hey, we haven't done our new consent form. I need your consent for a no-win situation. And then, like, obviously there were questions. And I basically just spelled it out. I was just like, okay, this is what's going to happen. Basically, there's a fight. And in this fight, you won't win. It will look like a TPK on the surface, but it's not a TPK. I promise you it's not a TPK. There's a chance for an epic prison breakout, and how you go about that is really down to you and what resources you pull. I did not expect Naval to surrender. I did not expect Coltrane to run off. So that's interesting. I like how this is shaping. I'm going to have to go and plan for that. But yeah, that's all that. This was really fun. I felt like we were really close to the danger zone. I've never been so close. And I love you all. This has been amazing. And I know we had a short session, but obviously time zones and stupid tech gremlins killing me. So yeah, so we started a bit late, but we're going to quickly go round. I would like you, even though this session was the most stressful session ever, tell me your most favourite moment. And I'm going to do date with death rules, so the last person to touch their nose will go first. It is Lozu.
I took first so that I could, say that my favorite moments were the agency in the last thing we got to see. When you asked each of us, what is the last thing you see before everything goes blank? And seeing how everyone used those moments to great cinematic effect, quite honestly. Well done, everyone.
Definitely. Or ACL capping. Yeah, that I really enjoyed that as well. I always kind of the thing about death saving throws. I was thinking, should I do death saving throws? Shouldn't I do death saving throws? I kind of did death saving throws as kind of like a natural reaction, but I always kind of want, like, if you're going to go out as a character, that you're going to have, like, I want you to have a famous last words. I want you to have an epic moment. And because this wasn't a real TPK, I wanted to just kind of give you a moment just to be like, and this is where my character's mindset is. So it was kind of really beautiful to see how some were in the moment, some were reflecting on the past, some were thinking of loved ones. I think that was very telling of everyone's character, and I'm just really glad how you seized that opportunity. Anyway, I'm the last person to touch the nose.
Okay. Yeah, mine was just the improv singing. But just great. It was just one of those like just good play moments of everyone just like kind of coming together regardless of what the situation is and just being like, this is fun, we're just playing a game, just be silly in the interim kind of thing, which is really nice.
I did enjoy that as well. I probably will clip that moment later. That's what that's
sound to it.
Colin.
I really loved that moment when Lozu went like, and I hit him with my tentacle umbrella, and everyone was like, what?
Yes, yes.
just like
Funny reactions.
everyone was like, oh yeah, it's Lozu. He's doing his thing. He's going to wiggle and deal and maybe do some unwise things which will have impact later, but it's going to create and blah blah blah. I hit it. Everyone just derailed.
I was not expecting it, I must admit. Lozu, I do have a follow-up question to that. What was the breaking point? What made Lozu attack? Because obviously we've never seen Lozu attack ever. So I would be very interested in what the trigger was.
So part of it was that I overestimated the abilities of my tentacle umbrella.
Yeah.
And the other part was that despite how conniving Lozu may seem, he actually will not make a deal with the devil.
Good to know. Funny. We're going to hell. Won't make deals with devils. How is this going to play out? We'll see. Okay. Lucretia and Novella Santishness. Okay, Lucretia.
There were so many lovely, wonderful moments. Lozu and Navarre continually being sassy, even in the face of danger. But selfishly, like getting to let Lucretia not only rage but do her divine, like, radiant fury thing. I've been waiting so long to do that, and I really enjoy getting to be her badass barbarian self and let her. And also, she's been waiting to, like, do what Thermiel told her to do and be aggressive. Be aggressive. Go fight, win. She may not have won, but yeah, it was even as she goes down, that was very satisfying.
You know what? You knocked them down 100 hit points. That's what I have written here. I don't know if that's right, but that's how I math. So,
Alrighty.
That was obviously group effort because other people hit as well. But you were the last one standing, and we were down to still 3 digits, but we were.
And then reading it, I realized because I haven't done it before and because it's been a long time, there was a couple of extra damage points that I forgot about.
Wow! So we might even got down to double digits. That's very impressive. But there'll be more combat, I promise. So you can continue to be the badass barbarian babe. And Navarre, I'm just going to do my favourite moment, just to give you a couple more seconds to think of yours. And my favourite moment was Cotrain going down. So you were just like, I'm so badass, come at me, bro. And then you got like, I smack you. And you're like, no, shield. And then it was like, okay, well, multi-attack, bitch. And you were like, oh yeah, I'm down. Like, I don't think I could ever ask for a more epic way to go.
I'm so cool. Okay.
Oh, maybe not. That was so amazing, and I love it. So that was my favourite moment. I'm just going to read some... by the way, chat, if you have some favourite moments, please drop them in. But there are some in the Discord balcony. Adorable Coffee Grump says, honey, the tea this session. Also, loving the way this was narrated. I think Leonie was stressed with all those nat 20s. I was. It is very well known that I roll lots of nat 20s. Even in roll 20, where the dice are biased, I roll nat 20s. And I was very much, I don't want this. Please stop. But that's what you get for using the serious DM dice, which I only break out when I'm being a very serious DM. I don't use them for characters, I only use them for that. And then Kai, of course, says, all those PC nat ones, shocked face. And I'll see if any more pop up in chat. But Navarre.
Actually, as Sass McGee over here, it's been interesting to me to watch everybody's characters change and grow over the course of the last, like, what are we at, 9 episodes? So in the face of, like, absolutely certain death, or so we thought, it was really interesting to see how everybody's characters reacted. Like Torlin stood his ground and tried to keep his friends up. Lucretia went full on ham barbarian rage, which was badass as fuck. Cotrain did exactly what I thought they would do and found the nearest window. Lozu actually going, you know what, I've had enough of this, bonk. Definitely took me by surprise. And and then Navarre for me, it was like I didn't know what I was going to do in that moment. I had no idea how Navarre was going to react. Of like, I had two options. I could either try and get out the window, or I could go after Lozu. And I went, what would Navarre do? And it was like, of course I'd go after Lozu. Figuring that Torlin and Lucretia could take care of themselves, but it's very interesting to see how everybody's characters are, when the chips are down, what happens with all of them. So
Yeah, that was really beautiful to see, and I'm pleased because it kind of like gives all your characters a beautiful sense of self, and they are, even Lozu. I've been looking for your breaking point for every session, and I found it. I'm so pleased. But yeah, wow, what a session. That's going to probably go down as one of my favourites I've ever DM'd. But, darlings, I am going to spam chat with what's on. Just a little bit of note. Waterdeep Dungeon of the Mad Mage is going on a hiatus. As I'm sure you're aware at the moment, the world is a little bit crazy. And we're going to give our DM a break. Because I had a break, if you haven't noticed. Descent into Avernus hasn't been airing for a little bit. Because I just needed time to reset myself and kind of deal with what the world is throwing at me at the moment, and obviously just reset my brain so I can be here and be the best DM I possibly can. So we're going to give DM Tully that time as well. So there will be no Dungeon of the Mad Mage until May, as we give Tully a nice long rest, which he thoroughly deserves, as our best DM. You stay tuned, because we will be announcing the cast for our new Alara game, which is DM by DM Tully, very, very soon. We have finished the interviews, and Kevin pretty much just picked everyone. And yeah, and that's what's that. So we'll be announcing who those wonderful people are. I can't wait. I'll be designing the overlay for them. I'm not in this game, so I'm really excited. And yes, of course, and this Wednesday we are having a date with death, because last week we had tech gremlins, which I vanquished and smited out of the way today, so we will have no more. So that will be this Wednesday, and then it will be the following Wednesday, so we can get back on track, as we have missed some sessions. But please, everybody, stay safe, stay home, wash your hands, and of course stay in trouble and on fire. Wish you good night.